Hi folks, is it time to panic? Should we all give up now? Has the bear market started for both crypto, stocks, and Bitcoin? Are we in a bear market right now? Well, I'm about to tell you some good news because the whales are actually buying. Yes, the whales are actually buying, all right? And I'm not even talking about, the crypto whales you're watching. I'm talking about the real big whales. And they've been buying, and their last couple of signals have been great indicators on when to buy the dip. So for short-term traders, I do think this signal works and it's a great buy the dip situation we're looking at. Now, first of all, I'm going to introduce you guys to why I look at these indicators. Have a look at this. So for most people who don't understand, let me just show you this magical indicator that calls these. This is Bitcoin, by the way, guys. You can see this is Bitcoin, right? We have that double top there. This indicator told us the bottom in Bitcoin, right? Top in Bitcoin before, well, I mean, Bitcoin was going higher, except we had the COVID crash. And then the top was in on Bitcoin, bottom was in on Bitcoin. And let's see. And once again, they top at the same time. What is this magical indicator? For folks who have been watching my videos, you know already that I'm talking about, that's actually the red line is the Spider SP500 ETF, and the purple is the QQQ NASDAQ ETF, right? I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to lie to you. I mean, so many people get swindled and they get caught up in this sentiment where they think Bitcoin and crypto is, independent from the stock market. It's not. It's so small. It's like all added up, $1.52 trillion compared to the US stock market, which is something like $50 trillion, which is 25x larger. It's like comparing some, some mid-cap stock, that meme coin, compared to Bitcoin. It's 25x larger. So anyways, it's figuring out where the stock market is going next. Has it topped? Is this the start of a big bear market? It's going to help us figure out where crypto is going, where Bitcoin is going. That's so obvious by now, right? For anyone who's been watching my videos, that's so obvious by now. And the whales are buying. I'm going to show you a couple of big signals. But before we get to that, let's quickly answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses a crypto exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means the CIA can't see you. The IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. And that means the FBI, nobody can see you. The IRS, the tax office. So here it is. I've negotiated a deal with them over $8,000 worth of newbie benefits just by signing up using the Pablo link. Already over 1.3 million users. This is the largest non-KYC exchange in the world, right? And if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on some other platform, such as this one, then basically just go to my profile page and click on my stand link, and it's the first thing that turns up. Right, okay, but keep in mind, this is only on the Pablo link, Bitunix, the first deal that shows up, but only on the Pablo link. Okay, guys, let's get straight back to it. Okay, now, the situation I'm talking about is where, I'll cut to the chase, is this, right? Do we see what that is? That basically says, that is the Bank of America private clients, right? The so-called GWIM clients, and they've been buying the dip, right? The GWIM clients are basically the whales of Bank of America, and they have just done their third largest ever, or well, let's say, wouldn't say ever, but in 12 years, this is the third largest ever in March 2025. But is this signal reliable? Okay, so we're going to check out now the January 2021 and the September 2022 signal and see if it works or not. So let's have a look at, let's go straight to the Spider ETF or the NASDAQ. Either one would work, and we'll just close that off, and close that off. So okay, remember, the first signal came, buy the dip signal came in January 2021. And we kind of remember this already because the January 2021 was here when the NASDAQ had this dip. Let me put it onto regular chart. Okay, so these guys came in and bought this dip. Well, that's March 2021, January. Where is the January one? Okay, well, the Jan 21 dip was here, and they bought this dip. Okay, so they bought this dip, and the market dip had one more further dip before it went from 307 and then went down to 409. So that's like a 33% gain. In stock market terms, that's huge. That's huge. In 1 year, they were a little bit early. The dip went one more dip, like they say, one more dip, and then went on a massive run. Like, I mean, look, you might think, oh, Pablo, who cares if stock market goes up 33%? Do you want me to show you where Bitcoin went in that meantime when stock market went up 33%? Okay, I'll show you guys. I'll show you where Bitcoin went. Here we go. Let's line this up with a Bitcoin chart. Okay, Bitcoin. I can show you guys ETH and Doge and all that if you guys want, but let's see. Jan 2021, they came in, and that was a signal. Jan 2021, Bitcoin was at 33,000, and eventually Bitcoin went to 69,000. Yeah, so that's like more than 2x on Bitcoin, right? More than 2x. So that signal topped out here, and Bitcoin went to 69K. Imagine Bitcoin doubling from here, right? That would take us to what? To like 160K. Okay, so that was very useful signal. And then next time they bought was what? In September 2022, right? Massive signal, September 2022. They were like, let's get in on this. Okay, let's have a look at how did they do in September 2022. Okay, do you remember that big pullback in 2022? Bitcoin's in the bear market, and they bought here end of September. So they bought on this this week here. The stock market went one more dip down here, right? So it went 2 weeks past their 2 or 3 weeks past where they were buying, boom, and that proved to be the bottom. And what was Bitcoin at that level? Bitcoin was at 19K. So they didn't time the bottom perfectly. They were pretty close though. The bottom was something like 15K. So they again, and we've seen what the stock market has done and what Bitcoin has done. So stock market has gone from then September. What was the close on that? 267 to the high was 539. 267. So that's another 2x in the stock market. Wow, 2x in the stock market, and Bitcoin went up like 6x or 7x. That's a damn good performance, right? That's an amazing performance. So we can see that from both signals, these whales, well, not exactly mega whales, but these rich folks from Bank of America, private clients, are about 2 weeks to 4 weeks early when they buy the dip on the stock market. And when they do, usually then the stock market goes on to have a much bigger run. And we saw then Bitcoin went on to have like either 2x or even a 6x run from when they bought. So that is why I am not giving up yet. I don't think we're in a massive bear market just yet. I do think the bear market will come, but for the next few months, I do think we have either a big bounce in the markets for both stocks and crypto, or we have even a blow off top, But if you're asking me for the next, say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then what I would say is that for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we could have one more dip down. So Bitcoin, as long as we don't clear that 91.8 or 92K level, then we could have one more leg down, boom, around this low 70s, like 73K area, take that out, and then finally the bounce begins. That could happen over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, right? And then the next few months, I'm looking for that big bounce or a blow off top. For Ethereum, same thing. Again, see how this weekly chart, I'm now posting on American Sunday evening, is closed, Sunday afternoon is closed. It never closed, got close to the 2030, 2025 level. I don't think it's going to close above that. So basically, which means we could have one more pierce down somewhere into the 1600s and then bottom and go up we go. So I would say I'm still optimistic or positive because the Federal Reserve could cut rates really quickly, because true inflation has told us that inflation is coming down very quickly. We're going to see that on April 10th when the next CPI number is released, and also the Fed is going to end QT. They've already slowed QT of Treasury bonds from $25 billion to $5 billion. That means QT of Treasury bonds is almost at zero now. They're just selling some mortgage bonds now. That's another very bullish development. And as I've been telling you guys, when QT ends is when Ethereum bottomed against Bitcoin last cycle. So personally, for the next few months, I would still stay bullish or at least prepared for that big bounce or blow off top. So just to sum up again, next 2 to 4 weeks, I think we get one more dip down and probably a lower low. Next 2 to 6 months, I think we'll get a big bounce or even a new blow off top. But after that, heading into 2026, personally, I would be very careful. I think recession and bear markets would come then. Once again, I can't be 100% certain about the when exactly the bear market top is, but we've got weeks and months, and I'll update you guys on that when it comes. Okay, thank you for tuning in. For all the Aussies out there, Pablo uses SwiftX exchange, and the link is in the description below. Thank you guys. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.